For the people who are worried about Jeff or concerned about Jeff, I'm here to tell you he is good, and there's no reason to be worried or concerned about him. I'm going to say this. I'm going to preach here for a second. In 2003, when my brother was first released from the WWE, I was worried about him then. He was in a very dark place. We were still young. We were new, and this stuff was all kind of new to us. I was very legitimately worried and concerned for my brother then. And then it took a couple years, but he kind of got through that stage. And then later on, there were obviously points in time where Jeff and myself, we had both had issues because our bodies were so beat up with pills and whatnot, and we both got past that. And Jeff does not have any kind of issue with that. I do not. We will not. I never will. And then in 2019, there was a time when there was so much drama going on, and Jeff had his issues with alcohol, which are very well documented. And then WWE ended up having him go to rehab at that point. And after he got through that period, that was a very good experience for him. And he learned so much, and I could communicate with him a lot better because I had also experienced that same type of deal. And we had that in common that we could talk about. And our relationship was also strained then because myself and my wife were doing all that we could to hold Jeff and, his family accountable because we were concerned about them over his behavior. And I was concerned about Jeff then. But for the last year and a half, couple years, Jeff has been the best version of himself that I have ever seen. Is that Jeff is in the best place I've seen him in a very long time. As far as the details of what went down on that evening and in that match, in that night, I have talked with Jeff. I feel good about everything he said, and that is Jeff's story to share, and I'm sure he will when he is ready to. Actually, he's told me he will when he's ready to. But before anyone rushes to judgment, obviously they drug tested him after all this stuff. Wait till you hear the results of that, and when that comes back clean, then, hopefully people will feel better about it. Because I feel very good about Jeff. I feel confident about Jeff. And WWE, I understand their stance too. They feel like they were kind of backed into a corner because of his history. And even though they may have jumped the gun with this a little bit, they made a decision, and it is what it is. And Jeff did say he wasn't going to go to rehabilitation because he didn't feel he needed to. And I don't think he did either. And that's the honest to God truth.